So you're in the middle of interviewing for your dream job when the interviewer asks, "So, what are your salary requirements?" Before you answer, you need to know this simple 3-step strategy for keeping all the bargaining power on your side of the table. Hey everyone, it's Emily here with Bossed Up, and I'm here to help you craft a happy, healthy, and sustainable career path. Now, when it comes to salary negotiation, there are countless ways in which women have been getting the short end of the stick. Have you heard of the wage gap? But we have to remember that salary negotiation only begins after a formal job offer has been made. And any salary information that we disclose in the interview process can put us at risk of losing out on thousands in our paycheck every year. Let the employer decide on what the market value is on the position they're hiring for. Odds are that when they begin the interview process, they already have a salary range in mind. You don't want to risk resetting the bar much lower by naming your own salary requirements first. Let them name the first number. But what happens when they ask you outright? Oftentimes we even get hit with that question in an intake form as we're applying for jobs online. So I understand this can be really, really hard. But listen, here's the choice moment we're really faced with when an employer asks us that tough question. We can either avoid an uncomfortable 30 seconds of conversation or risk getting underpaid for a lifetime. I want you to practice this 3-step strategy that can help get you out of a tight spot when the salary question comes up in the middle of your interview. Step 1, refuse to answer the question. Pleasantly, if possible, but an outright refusal is absolutely called for. Be polite, but be firm. Use phrases like, "It's too soon to talk salary." "I'd love to learn more about the position and what you're really looking for before we talk numbers." Or you can even put the question right back at them. "Could you tell me about the salary range you had in mind for this position?" You want to make it clear and be firm that you are not willing or ready to talk numbers with them. But you also want to keep a professional and pleasant demeanor in the process. And I know this is like tap dancing on a tightrope. This is advice that gives me no great pleasure to give. But when you refuse to answer the question clearly, succinctly, and firmly, do so smilingly and pleasantly to continue the conversation in a productive manner. Step 2 is to answer the underlying concern. When people ask about salary requirements, what they're really asking for is a clue as to whether or not you are just wasting each other's time. It takes time and money and effort to interview people, and no one wants to waste time interviewing someone they could never afford. So you want to answer that underlying concern with this kind of a bridging sentence next. If all the other pieces fall into place, I'm sure salary won't be a problem. "I'm not here to waste your time. I'm sure if we decide that this is a good fit, we'll be able to come together on salary." And step 3 is to pivot away with an open-ended question. "In the meantime, can you tell me more about how my performance will be evaluated? Can you tell me more about where you see the company growing in the next 3 to 5 years? And that's it. 9 times out of 10, when you gracefully pivot away from the salary conversation, the interviewer is not going to try to drag the conversation back there. And if they do, stand your ground. Be firm. Tell them that you'd love to talk salary once a formal offer is on the table, but anything beforehand feels premature. Smile, thank them, be gracious. You don't want to give them any reason to believe that you're hiding something, but you do want to pleasantly refuse to answer the question. I know that sounds tricky, and that's why it's so important to practice. Role play with a trusted friend and really try this skill out. We get better at it the more we practice it. That kind of assertive communication, when used sparingly and strategically, wins their respect and makes you seem like you've got that elusive quality of executive presence. So use it when it matters most. Now, being assertive and being comfortable with negotiation, those are 2 things we tackle in much greater detail at Bossed Up Bootcamp. So apply now to join us if you are navigating career transition and want to go deeper with me on honing and refining those key skills. For now, thanks so much for tuning in as always. Hit that subscribe button so we can keep this conversation going, and be sure to share this video with the boss ladies in your world who you know would put it to good use.